Outcaster Radio.
Good morning, Outcasters. Captain Tanaka here, tuning in from everyone's favorite battle carrier. It's Thursday, February 5th, 2143. Our encounter with the Seraphim is leading us toward a more serious undertaking than we anticipated. The message they intercepted, initially believed to be an isolated distress call, is showing signs of deeper complexity. Fragmented, damaged, and deliberately obscured. Even with all of Ket's upgrades to the Outcaster's communications array, there are limits to what we can extract from a signal this compromised at range. Captain Lopez and I have arranged a rendezvous point where our crews will meet. Once we arrive, our priority is determining whether this distress signal represents a localized emergency or something far wider. In the meantime, we're making sure every system is tuned, our course is clean, and nothing ahead or behind goes unnoticed. The Outcaster's steady, but smooth sailing is never assumed. Now let's take a moment to study ourselves. Here's Onwards as One by Patsy Cosmica. A fitting track as we head toward the unknown.
All right, crew. Nav paths holding steady. I'm shifting focus to something just as critical, food inventory. Now, I know we packed 6 crates of Federation protein rations, but I'm seeing 5. Someone want to explain that?
It was for research purposes.
What research, Joey?
The limits of my self-control. Spoiler, there are none.
So, now we're down a crate. Maybe this distress signal is just someone running low on rations, pulling a trick to get restocked. And where's my cayenne?
What's a meal without a little kick?
Grandma.
Since we're making confessions, I may have borrowed some coffee packets. It's called survival.
Normally I don't condone stealing, but considering the alternative is you being coffee deprived and dangerous, I support it this one time.
That's the correct response.
You all better hope I don't start rationing dessert over this.
Outcaster Radio.
Broadcast by the Fed 57 frequency.
If there's a distress signal buried in this message, as the closest fleet ship, shouldn't we be rushing to help? I mean, there could be lives at stake, right?
We are rushing. But in the great expanse, close is a relative term.
Right. And also, distress signals are tricky, Silk. They aren't always as straightforward as, "Help! My ship is sinking."
Sometimes the signal is a decoy, a warning, or even a trap. Something to pull ships into dangerous territory.
Are you speaking from experience, Grandma?
Let's just say I know what I'm talking about.
Chapman, what's your status on the relay drops?
All 97 beacons are prepped and activated, Captain T. Ready to trail us into the horrifying unknown.
I see that. Well done.
Bonus feature. They double as an emergency karaoke transmitter.
Great. So if comms go dark again, at least we'll have our own breadcrumb trail back to the fleet. And a questionable playlist.
Chap, you did calibrate those things properly, right?
You bet, TJ. And they harmonize in D major.
I checked his math. They'll hold. Probably.
That last song was Unseen Sunsets by Ziggy Acero. Next up is a Kamau Ndungu classic. Ndungu grew up in the underground jazz scene on Visara 9, blending old-world rhythms with electric brass. His album Iron and Silk became a cult classic for musicians studying the way sound and movement intertwine. This track, Red Clay Steps, is a nod to the endless streets of New Nairobi where he first learned to play.
Outcaster Radio.
Next up, here's Waves of Andromeda by Nico Rain. Let it flow through your thoughts and settle in.
I'm running through the Outcaster's supply logs now. Checking fuel reserves, emergency packs, and spare parts. So far, we're solid. But someone really needs to stop stockpiling blankets.
Frou-frou gets cold.
Chap, please tell me you didn't raid our emergency bedding for your pet dolphin.
Frou-frou appreciates the warmth.
Chapman, Frou-frou lives in vacuum-adjacent space. Her habitat is field-stabilized.
And yet she suffers.
In fairness, I may have taken a few extra pillows from the supply, Silk.
Joe!
What? I have a sensitive neck.
Some songs aren't just heard, they're felt. Rina Kartasasmita spent nearly a decade fighting for a place in the industry, facing rejection after rejection. In 2108, she recorded Third time's the charm, after what she thought was her final attempt, only for it to become the galaxy's most listened to song. For anyone who's ever stumbled before finding their rhythm, this one's for you.
It's interesting that we're the first military vessel the Seraphim has come across.
My thoughts exactly. The Federation fleet's got to be enormous, right?
$20,000 ships last I checked. And that doesn't include the repair vessels like mine.
And the Seraphim found us out of all those ships. Lucky us.
I think they're the lucky ones.
Outcaster Radio.
This transmission is not Federation approved.
Can't forget we've got some legends on board. Remember Cho and Chapman's rescue mission in the Sura Nebula?
The oxygen-starved officer? That was you guys? It's all anyone could talk about at the Academy for weeks.
Chapman here did the hard part.
I had absolutely no idea it was 2 Outcaster crew members. Our professors even discussed it, but never name-dropped.
I'm relieved. After my past line of work, anonymity is preferred.
That's why Chapman published Big Dipper sonnets for lovers under his nom de plume.
Which is...
The Drift King.
Seems like Cho, Chapman, and the Drift King aren't the only famous ones on board. With Tanaka's broadcast, looks like we're not as off the radar as we thought.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize people outside of our crew could hear the show.
We didn't either.
Well, if our humble ship's a star, might as well live up to the fame. Sounds like a real mission might finally be coming our way. And I'll take anything over drone repair.
To wrap things up, here's a track to let your mind wander a bit farther than your reach. This is Trail of Stars by Astra Sato. Close your eyes and let it take you somewhere new. As always, we'll approach this with caution and care, and I'll be sharing the message details directly with each of you soon. For now, Outcasters, on board and beyond, stay sharp, stay safe, and remember, we may be far from home, but we're never alone. This is Captain Tanaka, signing off.
Outcaster Radio.